Welcome, listen to Pages. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, baby. Um, I wanted to come on here and do a reading update. Hold on, let me get my glasses. I wanted to update everyone with what I've been reading and doing lately. I've got a little bit of tea because I'm feeling a little weird. Like, I just got over one little situation. Now it seems like I'm about to be following up with a little cold or something, which kind of sucks because I really want to hang out with my family this week. And I don't want to be, having to quarantine myself or be, separate from my family this week. So I hope I get over this pretty quickly. So I've got me some dandelion tea. It's real good. Some dandelion tea. And I've also got some apples and caramel dip. So I wanted to just talk about what I've been reading and what I've been doing, and I wanted to talk about this Freida Mcfadden book that I read. It's this short little cute little novella called The Gift. So yeah. I think I read like 5 or 6 books. They were good. Most of them were 4 and 5 stars. I don't have to talk about Stephen King. Well, I do have to talk about Stephen King a little bit because, baby, Rose Matter was excellent. I finished Pet Cemetery and Needful Things. Pet Cemetery, I got through Needful Things. I'm gonna do my own little separate, like Stephen King video for all of the Stephen King books that I've read. But I just finished Rose Matter today. I started it like late last week. I said like Thursday or so. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was Thursday. Excellent. This book was so good. I'm still like buzzing from it and on like my highest vibration because this book was so good. I am so pleasantly surprised because I was starting to get a little irritated with Mr. Stephen King and the way that he writes women sometimes. It can leave much to be desired. But Rose Matter made up for all of that. It was a long book. It was over 500 pages. It was like 540 pages, but 540 pages of worth it. And I say this, like, I'm sorry, but say what you want about Stephen King. Like, he can really give the details. His books are so thick, but they are so worth it. They pay off in the end so much because the details are what makes the book so good and makes it such a page turner. This book was such a page turner, and I loved Rose's character arc and how she started out in the book versus how she ended up, the type of person that she was by the end of the book was just phenomenal. And I had so much fun reading this book. So with that being said, I think the next Stephen King book that I'm going to get into is, this was my own personal copy, and I'm going to keep this. I usually give my books away. I might let somebody maybe borrow it to read it, but I want it back. I'm going to keep this book in my library. But I think that the next Stephen King book that I'm going to read is Dolores Claiborne. It's not very thick at all. And I hear that it's good. I also hear that Dolores Claiborne doesn't have much like fantasy, supernatural stuff, but the fantasy and the supernatural in Rose Matter was, to me, I enjoyed it. I heard other YouTubers say that they thought that it was like forced. I didn't think it was forced because now I've come to expect it from Stephen King. So now that I know what I'm in for with him, and I know that there's a great possibility of there being, some fantasy elements, and actually I'm kind of here for it now in my life. Like, I'm a little more open to it than what I used to be. And I'm kind of here for like the adult fantasy, um, kind of genre. I'm ready for that. So, and he does that really good. Like I said, I love the way that he pairs. I like how Stephen King pairs the supernatural elements in his books with the regular, just human deplorableness. I like how he uses the supernatural stuff to kind of aggravate what's already there in human characters. Bigotry or some sort of abuse or domestic violence or something like that. I like how he pairs that. I like how he does that. But they said that in this one there isn't any of that. So it's more of a thriller. So I'm really looking forward to Dolores Claiborne. I think I'm going to start that tonight. Also, I read about half of The Longest Autumn. I've been working on this book. This is another library book. I love this book. It is so pretty. It's so nice. So it's a fantasy book, and I'm liking the magic system in this one. Okay, it's a different kind of magic system. At first I was kind of having like a little bit of a difficult time understanding it, but as I'm getting further into the book, I'm starting to grasp it more than anything. I love the descriptions of the god of autumn. Oh my goodness. And every time she talks about his assistant, I think her name is Tyrn, I think that's how you pronounce it. He has an assistant, and she just describes him in the most lovely ways. And him having this cloak of golden autumn leaves that's just always dropping and dripping leaves as he walks. Oh my goodness. And she says that when he walks by her, he smells like apples. It has been some really beautiful descriptions of fall in this book, and that's what I've been loving. So like I said, I'm about halfway through it. I want to finish this up this week. And get this out of the way with, because it's actually really reading fast. So I want to get this out of the way with and start Dolores Claiborne. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I got a phone call from my lady. From my old lady, my mommy. So I had to make sure to take that. So, I think I was talking about The Longest Autumn, but that was pretty much over. So yeah, I'm done with Stephen King. So, also, let me see. Me and my daughter listened to a book together that was so much fun. I listened to The Surrogate with her, and by Freida Mcfadden, and we also started The Boyfriend together. And it's been so much fun reading books with her. Those types of books. I gave The Surrogate 5 stars. I loved it. It was so good. It was about this. Let me see. I took down the where's my tablet? Oh, I made sure to get the blurbs. Okay, so The Surrogate by Freida Mcfadden, it says, Abby wants a baby more than anything. But after years of failed infertility treatments and adoptions that have fallen through, it seems like motherhood is not in her future. That is, until her personal assistant, Monica, makes a generous offer that will make all of Abby's dreams come true. But it turns out Monica isn't who she says she is. The woman now carrying Abby's child has an unspeakable secret, and she will stop at nothing to get what she wants. So it's kind of giving, I'ma snatch your life. Like, I'ma take your life. I want your husband, your baby, everything. But I couldn't, Oh, Abby was so annoying. I couldn't stand the way that she went about all of it, and the way that she went about recruiting and getting Monica to do this surrogacy for her. It was just the worst. And how her husband didn't want to do it, but she made him do it. She was so annoying. Abby was so irritating. So she kind of got what she deserved too. But the ending of the book, it was okay. It was a little unbelievable, but I mean, whatever. It's a book, so it could be unbelievable. It was still really good. Let me see how many books I read all together. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 books over the past couple weeks. So I read The Surrogate Mother, The Perfect Son, The Surrogate Mother by Freida Mcfadden, The Perfect Son by Freida Mcfadden, Such a Bad Influence by Elizabeth Munter, The Truth About the Devlins by Lisa Scottoline, The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. Oh no, I read 8 books because I'm not done The Longest Autumn. I included The Longest Autumn in here, but so it was 8 books. It was still pretty good though. So I talked about The Surrogate. So The Perfect Son was also excellent too. I have the back of that one too. So it says, The Perfect Son is by Freida Mcfadden. And it says, Erica Cass has a perfect family and a perfect life until the evening when 2 detectives show up at her front door. A high school girl has vanished from Erica's quiet suburban neighborhood. The police suspect the worst, murder, and Erica's teenage son, Liam, was the last person to see the girl alive. Erica has always sensed something dark and disturbed in her seemingly perfect older child. She wants to believe he's innocent, but as the evidence mounts, she can't deny the truth. Liam may have done the unthinkable. Now she must ask herself, how far will she go to protect her son? It was so good. I mean, but however, I don't know how good of a job she did of the protecting the boy, because she was like throwing him under the bus every chance she got, in my opinion. That poor kid, it seemed like the best advocate that he had on his side was his little sister. His sister loved him, and they had a really cute relationship, and that is what I actually lived for in that book, because his mom was kind of irritating. I was like, girl, do you think your son is a murderer? Are you gonna tell the cops on the boy? Like, what in the world? She but I gave that one a 5 stars too. It was good. This caramel is delicious. Then next, I read Such a Bad Influence, which was also another really cute one about siblings, because these 2 girls, it was about I'm getting ready to get caramel in my shirt, but it was about this little social media influencer. Her name was Evie. Hold on, let me read you the blurb first, and then I'll tell you. So it says, Hazel Davis is drifting, newly unemployed, living in a city she hates, and significantly less successful than her infamous younger sister Evie. Evie grew up online, having gone viral at age 5 in a daddy-daughter dance video. She had an Instagram following in elementary school and brand sponsorships before she had a driver's permit. Now she's a mega popular lifestyle influencer with $1 million career at an age when few teens know what they're going to major in. But to Hazel, Evelyn is just Evie, her beloved little sister and a kid who has been exploited for her entire childhood. 10 years older and spotlight averse, Hazel has managed to dodge the family business, but she's deeply protective of Evie and skeptical of the way everyone seems to want a piece of her. Evie's followers, her YouTuber boyfriend, her frenemies across the influencer industry. So when Evie disappears in the middle of a live stream during a brand-sponsored trip to Los Angeles, Hazel knows something is terribly wrong. Determined to find her sister, Hazel throws herself into the darkest parts of internet culture to untangle the threads of truth behind Evie's disappearance. After all, Hazel knows Evie better than anyone else, doesn't she? Internet fame, the allure of parasocial relationships, and some of our deepest cultural obsessions collide in this electric thriller by a debut writer to watch. It was good. Such a Bad Influence by Olivia Muenter, Muenter. I loved it. Again, another really cute relationship between siblings. This one was an older sister and a younger sister. I absolutely love the way Hazel loved Evie and how there was no animosities or jealousies between the two of them, because Evie was the star and she was younger, and there was none of that. Hazel just loved being Evie's big sister, and she just was looking. I got my pen caught in my hair. She just was looking for her so fervently, like so thoroughly. She wanted to find her little sister so bad. She just was like, this is so not like Evie. She wouldn't just leave me. Oh, it was so sweet, and how she really wanted to set up and be a good example for her little sister. Hazel really wanted to make something of herself in her own right, you know, aside from internet fame or whatever, because that was Evie's thing. But she wanted to make regular living and regular life appealing to Evie, and see how, you know, you can make it in life and be happy without all of these people's approval and these strangers that you don't know. It was really, really good. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was excellent. No. Did I give it 5 stars? Let me see. Hold on. I don't think I gave it 5 stars. I think I gave it 4. Yeah, I gave it 4. Because the ending was a little okay, I liked the ending, but for me it was a little disappointing, just a little bit. I mean, I don't know what I wanted to happen, I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but it was just a little too, but I guess I wanted a little more climatic drama, but it was still really good. I enjoyed how it ended. It was cute, so I'll give it like a 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. It was good. Then next, I did The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. I gave that one a 5 stars. Excellent. I've been reading so many 4 and 5 star books this past couple of weeks. This season has been a really good reading season. So The Couple Next Door was about this couple who left their baby. She was like an infant baby in her crib while they went to this party next door for a few hours. Like, not for like a little while, 15, 20 minutes or something like that while they watched the baby on the monitor. They were over there for hours while their infant child was just in the house by herself. Like, what in the world? It says, a domestic, Anne and Marco Conti seem to have it all: a loving relationship, a wonderful home, and their beautiful baby Cora. But one night, when they are at a dinner party next door, a terrible crime is committed. Suspicion immediately lands on the parents, but the truth is a much more complicated story. It was really good. Inside the curtained house, an unsettled account of what actually happened unfolds. Detective Rayback knows that the panicked couple is hiding something, Both Anne and Marco soon discover that the other is keeping secrets they've kept for years. What follows is the nerve-wracking unraveling of a family, a chilling tale of deception, duplicity, and unfaithfulness that will keep you breathless until the final shocking twist. It was so good. I enjoyed this too. Another one. Sherry LaPena and Freida Mcfadden and Stephen King have had me in the tightest chokehold that I can't seem to loosen myself from. It's been excellent. It's been so much fun. Then next, I read The Truth About the Devlins, which was also another really good one. I gave it a 4 stars. Not for any particular reason, other than I think it had gotten a little draggish, a little teeny bit. And when the twist happened, I didn't really care for it all that much. It was okay. It was just okay. I like the story, though. I like the representation that it had with staying sober and addiction representation. It was good. That was different. It says, hold on. T.J. Devlin is the charming disappointment in the prominent Devlin family, all of whom are lawyers at their highly successful firm, except for him. After a stint in prison and rehab for alcoholism, TJ can't get hired anywhere except at the firm in a make-work job with the title of investigator. But one night, TJ's world turns upside down after his older brother John confesses that he murdered one of their clients, an accountant he confronted with proof of embezzlement. It seems impossible coming from John, the firstborn son and most valued Devlin. TJ plunges into the investigation, seizing the chance to prove his worth and save his brother. But in no time, TJ and John find themselves entangled in a lethal web of deception and murder. TJ will fight to save his family, but what he learns might break them first. It was good. His brother John was a piece of crap. He was the worst. He got on my nerves. He really did. He was not a very good big brother. Goodness. Let me see. So I think the last book that I want to talk about is another Freida McFadden book. It's called The Gift. Let me make sure that I talked about everything else first, though, because that's the one that I'm going to be on for the longest. So I did The Surrogate, talked about that. Surrogate Mother, I said I was read that with Pookie. She Bad Influence, Couple Next Door, Longest Rose Mattered. Okay, The Perfect Son. All right. So the last book that I want to talk about is The Gift. And I'm just going to do a short quick little synopsis of it. So The Gift is about this girl, and her name is Stella. And this is Stella and her husband's first Christmas. So right now it's Christmas Eve, and Stella is finishing up her shift at this diner and that she works at, right? So it's Christmas Eve and it's about 11 o'clock. She's finishing up her shift. But the only issue with this Christmas is that it's the first Christmas that her and her husband are spending together, because she just got married, but they're kind of broke. They don't have any money. And so because, things are kind of tight, she hasn't been able to get him a gift, but she wants to get him something to, commemorate their first Christmas together. So she's at work and she's talking to her coworker about this. And meanwhile, it's getting closer and closer to closing time. There's one patron still in the back of the restaurant. So as it's getting closer to closing time and this patron isn't moving, they're like, what the hell? What is going on? Like, do you know we're getting ready to close? It's time to, it's time to leave. And so at first, the lady isn't coming to. She's just there, just kind of staring off into space. And Stella's like, oh my God, like she's dead. But then the lady was like, and she came to real fast. And she's like, I am not dead. But I heard that you have a situation, that you are in a bit of a conundrum. She's got a really thick, like, Eastern European or some kind of European accent, right? I know you want to get your husband a gift for Christmas. I may have something in my store to interest you. So Stella was like, your store? It's 11 o'clock at night, lady. Like, what do you mean? Ain't no stores open right now. And Stella was like, and no, the lady Helga, that's the lady's name. She was like, mine is. She was like, won't you come over to my store and we'll see what I can get you. But Stella was like, well, I mean, I don't, have any money or anything like that. And Helga was like, well, we can just trade something. We'll work something out, girl. Just come on. It'll be fine. So Stella was thinking to herself, well, okay, I've got this necklace that my aunt and uncle gave me for my graduation. This necklace has got some diamonds and stuff in it. It's got to be worth something, right? So they go to Helga's weird store. And Helga just showing her all this stuff for her husband, right? Stupid, weird stuff that a man would not be interested in. So first thing she pulls out is like this weird monkey's claw paw thing, right? And she's like, well, it could, grant 3 wishes. That's what the legend is behind it. And Stella was like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. And so she was like, oh. So then the next thing she pulls out is like this doll baby. And Stella was like, you do know that my husband is a grown man. He is not interested in playing with no stupid doll baby. Like, what is wrong with you, right? So as Stella is kind of like moseying around the store or whatever, she's looking at stuff. Oh, and another thing that I have to tell you, keep in mind, Stella is not a particularly pretty girl or whatever, but her claim to fame, what she has, that's her thing, is gorgeous, long, beautiful blonde hair, right? It's beautiful. She uses it at her job to, help her get better tips and stuff. It's just her thing. So, she's in the store, looking around, and she happens upon this pocket watch chain. Now, her husband has this pocket watch that he inherited, that he loves. And she says he loves it so much. And she was like, if there was a house fire and he had to choose between saving me and that stupid pocket watch, he'd save that stupid pocket watch. He loves that pocket watch that damn much. So when she saw the chain to go with it, she was like, ooh, he would absolutely love this chain. Yay. So Stella was like, Helga was like, oh, okay, well, you want the chain. Well, what do you have for it? So Stella immediately gives her necklace, and Helga was like, it's cheap and I don't want it. It's worth $1. And Stella was like, lies. My aunt and uncle gave me this. They wouldn't give me anything cheap for my graduation. What are you talking about? And Stella was like, it's cheap. I don't care what they told you. They lied to you and I don't want it. Helga. I keep getting their names mixed up. Helga and Stella. Stella is the daggone girl. Helga is the creepy lady. So she didn't want the necklace, but she was like, well, you do have that head full of beautiful hair. How about you come on up off of that? Stella was like, oh, like, what do you mean? Like, this is my hair. So she's going back and forth with herself about it. And she's thinking about it. She's like, well, hair does grow back. I guess it's not that big of a deal or whatever. It'll just grow back. I know that he'll really, really, really love this gift. This pocket watch accessory. Helga cuts off Stella's hair. And at first, Stella's like, oh, well, this feels good. Like, this feels light and refreshing. Like, I can't believe how good, it feels for all that hair to come up off my head. Like, oh, this isn't going to be so bad. This is going to be like a cute little short, little pixie cut. This is going to be fine. Girl. She got done hacking away at Stella's head and handed her a mirror, and Stella looked at herself and she was so irritated at how she looked. Because she was funny looking without her hair. She said she looked like a black chicken and her face was real skinny and kind of gaunt without her hair to, give her some volume. Oh, that's hilarious. She was real disappointed in how she looked. She was like, you know what, just F it, just whatever. So she slaps a hat on her head. She gets the daggone chain. She leaves out the store. She goes home. So she gets home. She's immediately irritated because as soon as she gets in the house is a mess. Now, mind you, their little arrangement is that he's in school right now. I think he's in like law school or something, and she's working. So she's been working doubles and stuff to help them make ends meet, pay for rent and for food and stuff like that. And when she gets in the house after working doubles and working her ass off, and he's been home all day, like, I think school might have ended early, but he basically was home all day. And she gets in the house, and the house is a mess, like atrocious. Like the kitchen is a mess. There's stuff all over the counters, the dishes all in the sink. It was atrocious. And she's pissed about it. She was like, you couldn't clean up. Like, that could have been my daggone Christmas gift is coming home to a clean house and no dishes in the sink. Like, what in the world? So they get around to exchanging gifts. Their goal was that they wanted to exchange gifts at midnight, right on Christmas morning, right? So they get around to exchanging gifts. Their agreement was that they were going to just give each other small gifts, something, because like I said, they've been struggling. Things are tight, so they can't really go all out and do expensive things. So they just agree to do what they can, right? So gets down to the gift giving, and he gives her, I forget what his name was, let's just say Bob or whatever, I don't know. So Bob gives her a pan of burnt brownies, right? Like, they weren't moist or anything. Like, he just didn't care. They were just some old burnt up brownies, and she was pissed about it, right? After everything that she went through, he gave her some burnt up brownies. Come down time, mind you, she still got this hat on. Come down time for her to give him her gift. And so she gives him the chain, and he was like, he receives it, he looks at it, and he's like, oh, okay, all right, well, thank you. And he sits it down and goes on with life, no big deal, no special display of his appreciation for this gift that she went through everything to get it, and no, nothing. He just, moved on, right? Honey, well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And she was so mad at him. So then she was like, everything that I went through to get that chain for you, and you just act like it's not even nothing, like you didn't even care, like you just barely said thank you for it. And he was like, well, I mean, what more do you want from me? Like, what more am I supposed to do? So she shows him her head, and he was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you cut off all of your hair for a freaking chain? I did not ask you to do any of that, ma'am. That was all on you. You did all of that. Well, he says all of that and more. He begins to just go in on her and her bald head. And why would you do something so stupid? It was so funny because I was rolling, and she really thought she was doing something for his selfish ass, and she wasn't doing nothing. He was just the worst. I'm thinking to myself while I'm reading it, oh, well, at least at the end of the day, she saw his true colors. You know, she can really see what he really looks, you know, really is like. Because I know that they didn't date long and they haven't been married long. I was like, so, well, good for her, right? Honey, fast forward. He goes on and on and on, getting on her about this bald head and why would you do that and blah, 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 blah. The scene skips, right? And the next scene, she's going back to Helga's store. Her little, like, Helga's store was like a little thrift store, like a little secondhand store. It had a bunch of little random stuff in it, right? So she goes back to Helga's store because while she was in there the first time, she had noticed that Helga had some really pretty wigs and stuff in there, right? So she had a lot of different little stuff, a lot of stupid stuff, but a lot of nice things, right? So she had these beautiful wigs. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to just grow my hair out and wear these wigs and blah, blah, blah. So she gets to the store. She requests the wig. What she uses to pay for the wig in this bartering system was the chain, the pocket watch and the chain, the watch and the chain, right? She gives it to Helga. Helga's like, okay, fine. She gives it to Helga. Helga also throws in a pair of really pretty hair combs to go with her new wig. I think this time, she cut off her blonde hair, and I think this time she got like a red wig or something, right? So Helga is looking at this chain, and she notices like there's something like, you know, red and weird on it. Well, you know what that is, and you know what that means. This lady, Stella, done killed this damn boy over some hair and a pocket watch. Terrible. But the gag is, honey, the thing is, Helga had set it all up because Helga has a daughter. And Helga's daughter's goofy self had been sleeping with a married man. Right? Dun, dun, dun. Who is the married man? None other than Stella's husband, Bob. Honey, this goofy girl was sleeping with this married man. So, fast forward, time goes on. And she, of course, pops up pregnant. She gets pregnant. So, Helga is like, well, hell no. You know, you can't just be pregnant and not married or whatever. So, she devises this whole scheme to get this man to marry her daughter by taking Stella's power, right? She said, well, Stella's beauty and her whole everything is in her hair. If I take her hair, if I take her power, then he'll lose interest in her and divorce her and marry my daughter. Whoa. Stella then killed the man instead. She was like, I didn't mean for her to kill him. Like, he shouldn't have been talking about it in her bald head. I'm messing. Terrible. It is disgusting to kill somebody over some stupid reason like that. That is deplorable. But also hilarious and makes for a good book. So funny. I enjoyed that book so much. And I just wanted to talk about it. Get on here and update everybody about what's been going on. And I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I can't wait for Thursday. I'm looking so forward to this week. I've got the little fall shirt on. It says Fall Sweet Fall on it. I don't know if you can see it. With my little pumpkin hair clip and my little fall earrings. Can you see? No. See my fall leaves? So, I'm going to wrap this up. And I will see you all next time. Before I wrap this up, I wanted to, my last thing, talk about the perfumes real quick. I actually haven't been wearing any particular, like, type of perfumes, like particular brands or big name perfumes because I've been actually enjoying my little cheapies. My cheapies that actually started my whole perfume journey. The little perfumes that I would get from like Foreman Mills and stuff when I would go to Foreman Mills. And they would be like 3 for $10 or something like that. That's actually what started me down the whole thing. So this week I've been just really enjoying my little dupes, my little cheap knockoffs from Foreman Mills and my body oils. Like I got this big body oil. This one, it's a little bit of everything that I didn't put in here, but mainly it's baby powder. And it's just baby powder oil. It smells so good. But I have this one. I don't even know what the Bissus. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. But it's like, they're not on Fragrantica or anything. Let me show you. Like this one. This one is Ombre Majestic. Yeah, like these little cheap perfumes. Oh, and this one, oh my goodness, hold on. Let me see. This one, oh, this smells so fresh and good. I don't even know what it's called. Forever Yours. And I love the bottle. I think I might have talked about this in one of my other videos. This smells so fresh and light and good. I love it. And look at how good it sprays out. Nice strong spray, like nice strong atomizer. Yeah, like I said, it's not on Fragrantica, so I can't give you the scent notes, but I just wanted to talk about the perfume before I you know, ended the video, because these is what I've been carrying around all week. My little cheapies, my little dupes. And it's been fun. Yay. All right.